Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome to the channel. I'm Instigator92, and today I just kind of wanted to ask you all if you're bored with modern gaming, or is it just me? So I ask this question because for the last so many months, I have just been completely bored. I don't really have anything that I want to sit here and play and grind. And maybe that's my fault. I have been told I am very particular and picky in what I want to play when friends are looking to play something. I guess you could call that both a blessing and a curse, because I know exactly what I want, what I'm looking for in a game. But then at the same time, it really kind of takes away from the experiences that I could be experiencing, because I've already pushed those far and away, not wanting to touch them because I already know what I'm looking for. And because of that, I don't want to go and sink time into something else. I've pretty much already made up my mind before the suggestion was even made. But that hasn't kept me from trying new games here and there anyways. So, what is it really that is so different with this modern era of gaming versus what we had with the golden age, with the original Xbox, PS2, 360, PS3. Those were some great years with a lot of great games. Just to name a few games off the top of my head, for some games that I played and just other ones that I know of, we had Halo, Gears of War, Killzone, Resistance: Fall of Man, God of War. We had the original Star Wars Battlefront games with 1 and 2, along with the other occasional Star Wars game like Republic Commando, which was fantastic. We had Mass Effect, Dead Space, World of Warcraft launched, and we even had the first few Call of Duty games, all the way up to Black Ops 1. And that's only a few games from back then that were out. There's a lot more. Like, those are just the big ones that come to mind. And nowadays, we have such a plethora of games, but there are so few that actually pique my interest and that seem to actually gain any kind of traction with gamers. Like, we don't get very many new IPs that make it nowadays. And I don't think it's that people don't want new experiences. I mean, there's reasons for why these games aren't taking off. Really, what a lot of this comes down to is the corporatization of video games. They're not made for fun anymore. They're made to make as much money as possible. And that really just leaves a game with a very subpar experience. Like, you could look at it and on a technical level, it could be the greatest game out there. But if it's not fun first before you get to that technical level, like even just the concept of the game, I'm not going to want to buy it. I'm not even going to want to play it for very long if I do buy it and try it. Because when these games are just focused on making money and nickel and diming me with microtransactions for cosmetics, and in some cases, like with Star Wars Battlefront 2, pay-to-win mechanics, that's a game that I will refuse to play. Or if I am playing it, it just takes away from the experience, because now instead of playing through a game and pay to unlock cosmetics or pay to have a stronger character or an advantage in a game, instead of just earning the cosmetics through gameplay or getting better at the game to showcase your skill, these games are all designed to just push people towards the shop, not even maximize their time on the game. Just have them do something that makes them feel good. They spent money, oh, now my guy looks cool. They spent money, oh, look, I perform much better in the game now. That's not an experience that I'm looking for when I'm looking to game. I'm someone that enjoys the process of getting better at something and having that show, not just in my gameplay, but maybe on a leaderboard. And maybe my character looks cool because I unlocked the cosmetics and the rewards to go along with that. For me, that's what I look for in a game. It's something that's fun first, and has a rewarding experience, whether I'm unlocking a cosmetic or grinding a leaderboard. Over the years, there's been a few games I've put a tremendous amount of time and effort into. Halo being number 1, PUBG I would say number 2, and Gears of War. These are all games that started out being super fun first for me, and then through the gameplay I was able to go through and unlock rewards and even chase spots on leaderboards. Now for PUBG, it was a little bit different. You earned battle points and then you bought cases, and then they had like the whole CSGO type system, which is no longer there now, but I could still get random cosmetics just by playing the game and getting the rewards for in-game time, and I was able to chase the leaderboard. I mean, at one point I was ranked 122 in North America on the wins leaderboard. You can't go back and find that on PUBGOP.gg anymore, because now they only have stats from when they started seasons. My best time on the leaderboard was before the season started. Gears of War, another game. Now, Gears of War had characters that you could earn to play just by leveling up in multiplayer, but they also had some challenges, in particular in Gears 3, that you had to complete to unlock different character skins. Like the Locust, you can get the Cantus, but you had to get so many revives and healing done in the Beast Mode that they had in Gears of War 3. But that was a cool, neat skin because you had to go in and earn that. You couldn't just go into the shop and buy it. I mean, Gears of War has always had a leaderboard too. It was always based off of the amount of points that you had in game. So the more playtime you had, the better you perform on average, the higher you would get. And that's something that's always kind of fun to chase. Even though there's the gremlins that are on, it seems like 24/7, keeping their rank up. And the most long-standing game for me is Halo. Now, Halo didn't have unlockables for the first couple of games as far as cosmetics go, but Halo 2 did have ranks in the form of ranked mode, and so that was something for people to chase. It was cool to have that number next to your name, especially if you were someone that was able to get up to the 50. And then Halo 3, they started introducing cool cosmetics that you could unlock for customization that were based off of achievements, and in some cases your rank in multiplayer. And that was another thing, the career rank that you could chase. And that kind of had you play everything, ranked, social, casual modes. You were a part of the whole ecosystem with Halo 3. And so being a part of that, you unlocked a lot of stuff. I mean, another thing that added on to the fun of that game was the theater mode, because now you could go in and capture all those awesome moments you had and share them with friends with the file share system. Modern games don't have the file share system like Bungie had with Halo 3 and Halo Reach. If we could have stuff like that, that would make modern gaming communities go wild. Like, everyone would be closer than they have been in recent years, and that would add so much more replayability to some of these games, instead of them just feeling like stale experiences that you're kind of solo in, because there's just not really that sense of community that we used to have. So I guess that's another thing that adds to some of the boredom that I have. We're all just so isolated from each other because everyone's afraid of what someone could or might say to offend someone else. It's kind of ridiculous. And I suppose that leads me to my next topic. One of the biggest culprits for why I myself am not buying a lot of games anymore and just kind of having a lot of boredom is the wokeness in video games. The fact that someone is more worried about preaching to me about their politics in a game rather than just being focused on making the best product that they can for me and anyone else to enjoy really takes something out of the game. Like, there's no passion there to just make a great game. They're more worried about being an activist first rather than being a game developer. And that leads to so many issues. Terrible writing, very poor dialogue, bad characters, and uninteresting stories. Or in this case, with a lot of games nowadays, they remake older games and then add woke shit into them. Or into their sequels. Let's look at one of the modern examples. Because everyone already talks about Marathon, Highguard, and Concord. so I'm not even going to bring those up. But let's look at Halo Campaign Evolved. Cortana and her model. It looks pretty ugly compared to the other models that we've had in past games. Now, I'm not saying she needs to be a supermodel or anything like that. But we know Microsoft is working with Sweet Baby Inc. And they get to put their woke input in all these studios for all the games that are coming out. And so now we're going to get butchered versions of characters and some ugly looking character models, because now they're going to take female characters and just make them ugly to defeat the male gaze. So they're more worried about offending people than just making a good product with good looking characters. I mean, look at Gears of War. You have guys that are jacked as shit, look like they're all roided up. That doesn't have me sitting here feeling depressed about myself because I'm not super jacked. I just think that they're cool as shit. But that's men. Men don't care. Women are the ones that actually seem to care what a character looks like and say, oh, that's an unrealistic body or character stereotype. Well, who cares? It's a story. I want the characters in my stories to look good. They don't have to necessarily be attractive, but they don't need to be ugly as dirt either. Wokeness is one of the main reasons why I do not buy a lot of new games anymore. Because there's always something there. It is very rare nowadays that we get a good game that doesn't have any of that there. I'm someone that speaks with my wallet, so this is a personal choice, obviously, for me to not put my hard-earned money out to play some of these games, but I'm not gonna pay and let someone think that that's okay, that they can get away with it. I want a game to be fun and for everyone, and we just do not have that focus on fun anymore. A lot of what modern game studios have turned into with the corporatization and all this wokeness really takes away from a studio's ability to have the passion for the game that they're making. Now, I do think that people are passionate about what they're making, but not in the same way that the developers from 10, 15 years ago were passionate. I mean, let's look at Bungie with Halo. When you watch their Vidocs, they are so tough on themselves and each other for the game that they are making. But you can also see and hear the passion that they have for what they are doing. Nowadays, you get Vidocs from all studios, not even just Bungie, and they're all scripted events saying how great our game is, look what we did, this is the coolest thing ever, everyone's gonna love it. It's so corporatized to try to make people excited for it that it, for me, does the exact opposite. Because they're so full of their own shit that they don't have the ability to just speak up and be realistic and with themselves and just say something negative like, oh, I'm not sure if this is going to be good, or maybe something someone else is working on, maybe have a comment about it. We need passion back in the video game industry. And I'm going to share an image here with old Bungie and new Bungie, and you tell me, if you, just by looking at the photo, which group would you rather have make a brand new killer video game? It could be anything, but which group do you think would actually have the heart and soul to make the best possible version of that game? Unless you're someone that is so tunnel visioned with wokeness nowadays, like a lot of people on Twitter are, and even social media in general, you'll probably make the wrong choice instead of the correct one. Because I'm pretty sure everyone knows at the end of the day, old school Bungie, not this new one, was the one making the games that everyone wanted to play. Now, after that little rant, one more thing I kind of want to talk about here is the lack of variety and identity for a lot of modern video games, and the fact that everyone is just trend chasing. This is something I've talked about quite a few times. It's probably getting old at this point, but I just have to say it. Every game is starting to become the same game. Shooters are all starting to look and play alike. RPG games are pretty much starting to all look and play alike. every game's got open world, or every game's got sprinting and sliding. They're all melding into something rather than forming their own identity and keeping that. And for me, one of the biggest things is always going to be Halo, and I'll always say that. We keep getting these modern Halos with sprint, slide, advanced movement in general, and each game seems to just do worse and worse, rather than say, hey, you know what, let's go back to what was working, when Halo was actually unique in its identity, and instead of trying to chase the Call of Duty population and just make a game for Halo fans, because those are the ones actually buying your game, Halo will never be successful again. They are too stuck in the direction that they're going, and they just do not want to backtrack. Like, I'm sorry, I want Halo to be for everyone, but it needs to be made for Halo fans first. We've had 3 games now attempt to go in a different direction, and people just aren't playing them. It's plain and simple. I mean, I'm worried about Gears of War E-Day, because they're getting into the same situation. They've added a traditional sprint instead of roadie run. They've added sliding. You can climb up and jump around on stuff now, and it's really changing the identity. I'm going to give the game a shot, but I feel like Gears' identity is probably going to get lost in this, because now they're going to try to chase a different audience rather than the Gears of War audience. I mean, Gears was always a niche game. A lot of people played for the story, not the multiplayer, and I'm fine with that. Like, not every game needs to be 500,000 players. Halo should be 500,000 players on it any time of day. Gears of War, always been niche, and that's okay. Now, all of the things that I've discussed here today are all things that kind of compound into this boredom that I'm feeling, my lack of playing a lot of newer video games, outside of just the particularness that I have. These things just make it hard to want to play something new, because it's either not built for fun first, there's no passion behind it, there's woke ideology, microtransactions out the wazoo. Modern gaming is not a very fun experience, and it's leading me to kind of, in some mannerism, step away a little bit. Right now it's more mental than actually like physical, because I want to be here. I want to be playing games with my friends and meeting new people if possible on them. But it's just hard to do that with what modern gaming has kind of been the last several years. And maybe we'll see if this Asha lady can change anything with Halo, like they're talking about in some recent news. I'm hoping that she realizes that they need to take Halo in a different direction. I will be getting campaign involved in playing it. I will definitely leave my thoughts on the game here on YouTube, as I do with a lot of the games that I play. And with all of that said, let me know down in the comments below what you guys think about everything that I brought up here. And I will keep an eye on the comment section and be interacting with you guys. I really do appreciate you all sticking around. Please feel free to hit that like and subscribe button if you liked this content and want to see more. Hit that notification bell, that way you get notified whenever I have any uploads for long form content, or when I go live throughout the week. I stream Monday, Thursday, and Friday nights. Always a good fun time. And we have a little bit of a variety in some of the games that we're playing right now. But again, thank you. I appreciate you all stopping by here today, and I will catch you all in the next one.